At age 45, one Michigan woman decided instead of going through a midlife crisis, she would embark on a midlife adventure. Joining me right now is Lori Neuenhuis. She is the author of A 1,000-Mile Walk on the Beach. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me here.
So tell us about this walk. You actually did this walk all the way around Lake Michigan?
I did, actually 1,019 miles, so I rounded down for the title of the book. I know.
So tell us why you took this walk.
I did have a midlife crisis that evolved into a midlife adventure, and Lake Michigan was the obvious choice because that's my favorite place in the world.
And what made you want to write this book and sort of chronicle this journey?
I am a writer, and I'm also a scientist, so it was the perfect blending of my background to be able to bring this out in book form and to touch on areas about the ecosystem of the lake and the history of the lake and pollution and the geology.
And when did you do this, and how long did this whole journey take you?
I did it in 2009. It took me 64 days of hiking. I averaged 16 miles a day, but I spread that hike out in chunks over 7 months, so I could see the lake in all 4 seasons and in all sorts of weather.
I bet it was beautiful.
It is. It's an amazing lake.
And did you do this whole walk by yourself, or did you have some company ever?
I did it 80% of it alone, and the rest of the time I had my sons join me each for 3 days. My sister and my cousin joined. They actually shopped for 5 days so they could hike for 2 days. They're more shoppers than hikers.
Yeah. And what can people expect when they read this book?
I hope they take 3 things away from the book. The first thing I hope it does is transforms people's pinpoint views of the lake into a more holistic view, so they get a broader picture of the lake. The second thing is I hope they realize how, even though these lakes are very vast, they're fragile and we need to protect them. And the third thing is I hope people open themselves up to their own adventure. It doesn't have to be 1,000 miles.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this long, right? And what's kind of what you want people to take away? Anyone who may be going through the same kind of midlife crisis or any kind of crisis in their life, do you think sort of taking time out for themselves and perhaps going on any kind of journey like this?
I think it's important. I met several people along the way who said, oh, I always meant to do, and they would name that thing. Yeah. Well, if you have that thing, then make time for it. Open your life up to it and do it.
Oh, we love that you did, and very inspirational. And people can meet you this week. Tell us where and when.
They can. I'll be at the REI in Troy on Tuesday at 7 p.m. I'll give a lecture with actual photos from my adventure. And then the next day on Wednesday, I'll be at Nicola's Books in Ann Arbor. And I'll give a talk about writing the book and my journey as a writer.
All right, then grab the book there too.
Yes, both places.
Yep. Thank you so much. We're going to have all the information on our website, WXYZ.com. You'll find it under the Scene on 7 section. Thanks for being here. Michael, over to you.